covered all the important stuff, we're gonna focus on form. Now, this is how you're gonna be shooting, and everything I teach you is going to be important. So pay attention to every single detail, all right? Now, first things first, when you're shooting, you're gonna be shooting sideways. What does that mean? My target is over there, and my entire body is perpendicular to the target, all right? So if my target's over there, every part of my body is facing the wall, right? If I'm right eye dominant, then my body's gonna be facing this wall. If I'm left eye dominant, my body's gonna be facing that side, all right? That's the first thing, you're shooting sideways, right? Second thing, you're using 3 fingers to shoot, right? So you're holding the bow right here. By the way, this is not a handle, so do not squeeze this, right? Make sure you don't squeeze this. If you do squeeze it, it's gonna alter the trajectory of your arrows, right? Ever so slightly. So make sure you have a nice loose grip right here. One thing you can keep in mind is to have equal pressure across this part of your thumb right here. See this part of your thumb? Make sure there's not too much pressure on the top, not too much pressure on the bottom. Nice equal pressure in that V, all right? So with nice equal pressure, you're gonna use 3 fingers. 1 finger is gonna go above the arrow, and 2 fingers are gonna go below the arrow, just like this, right? Now, when you pull back, you're gonna use your back muscles, right? You're not gonna use your arm to pull. Make sure you don't use your arm muscles and your bicep to pull the string back. So this is the proper way to pull back. See how I'm stretching my back out? See how my chest comes out and my back stretches? See what it looks like from behind, right? So 3 fingers, 1 above, 2 below, and then I use my back to pull the string, just like this, all right? So, number 2, you're pulling the string to your face. That's why eye dominance is important, because you're pulling the string to your dominant eye. The string must be in front of your dominant eye, just like this, right? See how the string is right in front of my dominant eye? That's very important for aiming. If the string is not in front of your dominant eye, you cannot line the arrow and the target up. It will be off center, all right? So after you pull the string to your face, you're gonna do something called anchor point. What is an anchor point? That's when you touch your string hand to your face, right? So when you pull the string back to your face and the string is in front of your eye, this hand is gonna touch your face somewhere, and it has to touch the same spot every single shot, okay? So when you pull it back, what I like to do is I like to take this V right here, and I like to tuck it right into my jawline, just like this. See how it fits nicely into there? Just like this. So you pull the string back, tuck it in, make sure you have a nice stable anchor point, just like this. And if you guys are practicing pulling back the string, do not release it without an arrow like this. Do not release it. That's called dry firing, right? If you release the string without an arrow, there's gonna be no arrow to take the energy from the string. All the energy is gonna be transferred right into the wood, and the wood's gonna start to split. All right, so never pull back the string and just let go like that. It must have an arrow before you let go. All right, we can pause it. All right, so these are the arrows. Now you're gonna notice each arrow has 2 different colors. It's got 2 of one color, so this arrow has 2 orange and 1 blue, right? So there's always an odd color on the arrow. Now where does the odd color face when you knock your arrow? It faces you, right? So how do you knock? You take the arrow, you put it on the arrow rest right here, nice and gently, because the arrow rests are fragile. You're gonna put it all the way through, and then you're gonna knock it right underneath the brass knock. See how it's right under? If it's down here, you wanna push it up until it's right under the brass knock. All right? That's gonna align your arrow so that it's shooting perfectly straight. Next thing, see how this odd color is facing me right now? If the odd color is facing me, it's facing the correct way. If the odd color is facing away from me, then it's facing the wrong way, right? So always make sure when you knock, make sure it goes right under the brass knock, make sure it clicks into place just like this, and make sure the odd color is facing you. This works if you're left eye dominant as well. If you're left eye dominant, then the odd color is just gonna face you, all right? See how the odd color is facing me? Just like this. Just like this. All right? So either way works. Keep pausing. All right, so if you guys are using finger tabs, this is gonna protect your fingers. So make sure the leather from the finger tabs is going on top of the string, just like this, right? You shouldn't be shooting like this because now the leather's not protecting your fingers, right? So the leather from this should protect your fingers from the string, all right? And one thing I wanna add is even though you have safety equipment to cover your arm, you should always keep your elbow out of the way. It should not get hit. If it's getting hit, then your form is wrong, right? Right now my form is wrong. Can anyone see what's wrong? My elbow's in the way, right? It's gonna get hit by the string right here. So how do I get my elbow out of the way? Just turn it out of the way, right? It might not be easy for everyone to do that on demand, right? It's not an easy action for everyone. And by the way, I'm not turning my shoulder. Notice that. See how my shoulder stays in place? I'm just moving my elbow out of the way. So don't use your shoulder to turn your elbow out of the way, right? If it's hard for you to do this on demand, you can quickly do this. This motion right here is gonna automatically reset your elbow into the correct position. So if you just do this, bend your elbow, bring it out, it's automatically in the correct position, all right?